Right, hey guys, how are we doing? Back another video from Six. It's always fun to see Six's perspective on a different anime slash manga other than Naruto, Boruto. You know, that's the main one. Well, my opinion anyway. I'm liking his Jujutsu Kaisen insert. It's helped me understand things better, and yeah, this is gonna be cool. How to fix Attack on Titan's ending. So, I'm anime only, and I've never had a problem with Attack on Titan, and I still at the end didn't really. I know it wasn't the best ending, but it was fine. You know, I felt like Attack on Titan got into such a weird, complex kind of like situation that like it needed just a ending that was fine. But it's going to be interesting to see what Six has to say on this. Apparently, Swagkage is in this video as well, so that'd be pretty cool. Let's see how to fix Attack on Titan's ending. Before we get into this though, make sure you check out my Patreon page. I am reacting to Solo Leveling every week, and I am reacting to the original Dragon Ball series as well. First episode of Dragon Ball is up on there, and I loved it. It was cool. Never seen it before. So yeah.
The Attack on Titan ending, while not as bad as some people might make it seem.
God, the manga community went mental about this, and I'm surprised I managed to avoid spoilers, but yeah, everyone went crazy, and then I was watching the ending in the anime, and I'm like, this is fine, and it didn't really change that much.
Can't be said to be perfect either, because of the story falling short in a few areas and not capturing its full potential. Today, me and my buddy Swagkage are going to go over the ending and tweak.
Interesting to see Swagkage talk about Attack on Titan as well. I've only ever seen him talk about Naruto and Hunter x Hunter.
Some things we don't like about it, as well as discuss what we thought was well done. Before we begin, be sure to go check out his channel if you haven't already, and subscribe to my channel as well.
One of the first things that I want to say about the Attack on Titan ending is I was expecting it to be a lot worse based on the way that people were talking about it.
Yeah, like, what the hell?
Before I got around to reading it, and then, you know, when I watched the anime version, I was like, maybe I was being too nice to it when I read it, and then I watched the anime version, and I was like, no, that wasn't as bad as people said it was, especially because it was lacking something that we'll be talking about later. But one of the main things that people focused on was this idea of, like, Eren Jger character assassination, that Isayama ruined his main character or something, and that's just, it's just not true, bro. Like, if you think that Eren got like ruined by the end of Attack on Titan, you just don't get it. You know, you were into the series.
The guy was just way over his head. He didn't really understand what he was doing, but felt like he needed to keep faith
for the wrong reasons. Because Eren is bad. He is evil. He is a bad person, and the series highlighting that and sort of
knocking him
really sticking to a lot of his negative character traits. And like Six just said, knocking him down a peg is a good thing. Yeah. And it should be, you know, you should clap for that. Yeah. Isayama should be applauded for framing Eren not as, you know, like Sigma, Christian Bale, Andrew Tate, badass, whatever. Like, but
make him seem like it. But then it's just like, nope, he's not.
As, you know, a very flawed, kind of stupid and emotional human being.
I felt like it made it more realistic. I was like, give someone this power and just let his emotions take place. He's just gonna be like, oh, I don't really know what I'm doing.
Like, that's good. Because Eren's plan was, and we'll talk about this later, but Eren's plan was not good. What Eren was choosing to do, the rumbling, not a good thing. Should not be, he's not a role model.
Right. And I mean, I think that the fandom at large, their reaction to Eren being quote unquote, you know, knocked down a peg, to me it says that it worked, right? Like he's not doing good things. Him sitting in the water after getting punched by Arman, you know, crying about how he wants Mikasa to love him for at least 10 more years and how he can never
that shit is great. It's amazing. It's great. So funny.
Like it's good that the guy who just stomped out 80% of the planet is now on the floor doing that. Now I realize Attack on Titan, it turns into, because we're rooting for Eren anyway, it turns into we happen to be rooting for the bad guy. It's just like Walter White or any of the other bad people in fiction who happen to be the
Breaking Bad was so good for that.
Light Yagami is a good example of this sort of thing. Exactly. Actually, especially in the manga, he gets made into a bitch. Light is on the floor crying, begging Ryuk not to kill him. even though up until then he's super suave, charismatic, in control.
Because at the end of the day, they think they've got everything. That they're control freaks. They think they've got it all, and then as soon as it's like not there anymore, it's a realistic thing that would happen to someone that thinks they've got everything like that. As soon as it's taken away, it's like emotion, crying, getting all it's all out the window.
Everything, he's really cool, really, I don't want to say likable, but
no,
he seems like strong, right? Like mentally. And then at the very end, you see him just reduced to this pathetic like piece of shit on the ground. Again, begging Ryuk not to write his name in the notebook. And the point is that he's not better than any of the people who he was using the Death Note to murder.
Nope.
And it's the same thing here with Eren. Eren's not so much cooler than everybody else that he's above them, that he has
flawed human
carte
that had
blanche
power
to just kill them all, right, by stomping them out with these colossal titans. He's just a normal person. Well, not a normal person, but normal in the sense that he's not any better at decision making than any of the people he killed, than like you or me. Like he's ruled by his emotions just like everybody else, and he's honestly maybe a little unhinged, a little bit like imbalanced mentally, emotionally, as
definitely
you probably would need to be.
Well, yeah, to even go along with what he did,
if you were going to decide to do the things that Eren was going to do.
Yeah, I highly doubt anyone watching this video, or me and Swag, would ever be able to sit down and be like, you know what, the move here is wiping out 80% of the population.
Yeah, no.
You can't make that decision and be a sane, like, morally.
No, you gotta have something wrong with person. Yeah.
And no matter what's going to happen, because it's 80%. Like, just the
so many people, that number's huge.
Nature of the plan dictates that you kill more people than you save.
Right. And I mean, it's like, and what if they didn't? What if he got to 90? What if he got to 99%? Right? It's like, when was Mikasa gonna go into the head of the founder and actually, take his head off, kiss him, and stop the rumbling or whatever? So I mean, maybe Eren could have got to 20%. Who knows? The point is, Eren chose the bad route, so he got his bad ending where he's sitting on the floor crying, and we think that's a good thing. I don't think that the Attack on Titan ending should be judged poorly for that. I've seen people even saying like the idea might be good, but the execution of it was poor. I don't agree with that either. I mean,
I actually don't think Isayama went far enough in humiliating Eren.
That's what I was about to say. Like, I think there could have been more humiliation there. Like, he already got punched by Arman. He's already on the floor crying. I don't know. Throw something else in there about his mom. Something. Make him cry some more.
Damn.
This is a bad...
Well, they already did. They did. He initiated his mom dying through the way that it worked for him to get to where it's at. It's like, it was tragic.
Snot bubbles and everything, bro.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, like I said, with Light, particularly in the manga, it's really bad. It's, like, humiliating, dude. And it's in front of a lot of people. That's the other thing that I
Yeah, that he felt like he was tricking the whole time as well. It's like, whoa.
kind of wish it wasn't the case in the AOT ending, is that Armin's the only person who sees Eren like this.
Oh, that is an interesting point. Yeah. No one else gets to see him be this vulnerable.
I kind of wanted him to have his breakdown about Mikasa in front of, like,
everyone.
everyone. Like, Levi.
And then have Mikasa walk in with him thinking that she's not there or something. Oh.
All of those people just all see
as he's dying
Eren and just like this sniveling little baby. I think that that's what he deserved. Again, he killed 80% of the world's population. Yeah. 80% of human life.
In like a perfect AOT ending, because we don't think the AOT ending's bad, right? We're just talking about ways we can improve it.
Yeah.
I think in the perfect AOT ending, I would probably have that go where Eren gets humiliated in front of everybody, not just Arman.
Oh, yeah.
Not, like,
yeah,
if
I
you don't
agree
want
with
to
that.
take it to the furthest extreme where, there's snot bubbles and tears coming down and all that, at least have it to where every single person sees it. Right, and they all have their reactions, their scorned faces or whatever to the guy who just wiped out 80% of the population. Like, oh, now he's here like this, before they get their memories back or whatever. But I think we talked about that enough. him getting knocked down was a good thing.
I liked it. I feel like the anime did a good. So I'm glad this isn't just manga only. I'm glad that this is after the fact with the anime as well.
Other thing that was, I'll say, appreciated once I learned more about it was Yamir choosing Mikasa, because she mirrors her in the sense that they're both slaves or drunk on love, however you want to word it. They both like really bad people.
With Ymir, King Fritz, Mikasa, Eren.
Almost worse than Eren. Almost as bad as
the past. Reliving
Eren.
That was the point of the anime ending as well, which I really liked as well. It's like just the past is always gonna like repeat itself.
But I think it was really good. It kind of came out of nowhere, so I had like a strong reaction to it at first. From like, oh, this doesn't make any sense.
Same.
Coming to understand it is definitely a plus for the ending, where it's like, Mikasa comes into the head and she cuts off Eren's head. And why is Mikasa kissing a severed head? It's weird, right? The point is, she, at the same time as loving Eren, also realizes this was
what needs to be done.
She has to, kill him as well, and that's something Ymir could never really grasp. Like, she could never grasp the idea.
Yeah, it's something that she herself could never do, and through Mikasa, she sees it happen.
Yeah, okay, I love King Fritz, but bad guy, slaver, all the other things that he is that I don't want to see on YouTube. But, yeah.
So her kissing a severed head is obviously like a really weird image, and I've seen people criticize the ending for this a lot. Like, what's going on? This is stupid. This doesn't make any sense, right? But what I don't think the people saying this consider is that it's just a really weird situation. So like some weird shit like that is just bound to happen. And I don't mean in the sense of like, oh, it's anime, it's inherently silly or whatever, but
anime's weird, man.
It's like the way that things played out, it was bound to, like, there's gonna be some sort of mental break in someone like Mikasa somewhere along the way, right? Like, she has been head over heels in love with Eren for like her entire life, and she's been building towards the idea of, I have to kill him, I have to end his life. Like, he doesn't.
That can't be an easy thing to do. No way. Yeah.
And he's not gonna be alive anymore, this guy that I am in love with, and it's my responsibility to make sure that happens. So I think her kissing him was just like a coping mechanism. Right?
Yeah.
It's just a very weird, shitty position for her to be in. And she's already, like, even before the big plot twist reveal that Paradise is, like, not the whole world, but just a small island, everybody was in, like, pretty shitty circumstances, right? And I think it's safe to say that most of these people were not mentally stable or 100%. So I think it's really weird to be surprised by something like this, like what Mikasa did. I think it's just a representation of how conflicted she felt about what she was going to be doing. And I don't think that it's that weird or out of character, all things considered.
Another thing about this that, like, looking back on it, I appreciated more was Eren, in order to make this work efficiently and to the best of his ability, he goes to Mikasa and Arman, and he starts kind of like, I don't want to say beating the idea in her head, but he puts that idea in her head that she is a slave.
Yeah, he starts telling her like all that stuff, and it wasn't fun to watch. I kind of felt like he was lying a bit, but
just like Ymir was, just so that when the time comes, she can actually be convinced by the thing that Mikasa does and her decision
that
or
she
whatever.
Can do it. Yeah.
No, Eren, this is another thing that I think is just really good, and it's Eren never really being able to attain freedom. I know he turned into a bird at the end of the series or whatever, believe it. But the fact that Eren is so dedicated to the idea of freedom.
I've got an argument here. No, he did get what he intended. He got freedom for everyone that was on that island, because at the end they are recognized as an equal party when it comes to the talks about what's happening with the world and everything like that. He didn't mean for complete freedom for humanity. He wanted freedom for Paradise and Mikasa and everyone else. That was his intention. And we got it. They're on the boat at the end, going to a meeting as an equal party for the talk. So he did get what he wanted. That's mine. That's my...
That he himself could never really obtain it, and he had to...
I think that's super cool. It's like a really, really, really sick narrative concept, right? Because he becomes like a slave in his pursuit of freedom, like to like destiny or like fate.
I mean,
or,
okay, yeah,
like,
that is,
you know, the visions of the future that he's having. You know, he's making decisions like not stopping the Titan from eating his mom just to make sure that everything goes the way it's...
That was dark, but yeah, it was cool.
Quote unquote supposed to, in order for him to like make the rumbling happen. And it's like he's so enticed by the idea of freedom as he initially sees it that it sort of like slips through his fingers and he ends up no longer being free.
There's also, I saw people criticizing that Eren said he was a slave to freedom and taking that as like a negative or something like that, because how could you be a slave to freedom when it's very clearly supposed to be interpreted as Eren is a slave to the idea of freedom, or he's a slave to wanting freedom. He basically
like his desire for it.
He has an obsession.
Yeah, he can't stop trying to get there.
Or an addiction to going after freedom. Not that he's a literal slave to it. It doesn't make any sense. But yeah, that's pretty much where the good ends, and where the bad begins. So
yeah.
So the first thing is like, this is just potentially bad. Is Ymir stupid? Because if Ymir really can see, throughout all of time or whatever, how did the story happen in the first place?
It's a very valid point. It's a very valid point.
Would it not be that Ymir sees what would happen, realizes, and kills King Fritz? I'm just sort of confused on how that exactly goes.
Or is it, again, the fact that she is so in love with him that she sees it and she just doesn't care and lets it happen?
Down, or how that goes unanswered in the story. If
like nobody, they don't even really address it as like, oh wow, so she could have prevented everything, but she just really loved King Fritz that much. Because like that, I would have found that an acceptable in-universe explanation if somebody had said it, but nobody even thinks to ask. And I think that's weird.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been a thing where like, we'll touch on this a little bit more later, but if there was more added to the story, more chapters, maybe where we get to see Eren interacting with the people whose memories he altered, like all of his friends, where one of them, like, I don't know, Jean or somebody, asks him that specific question. Hey, if it works like this, well, then why didn't this happen? It is one of those things where just like in fiction, time travel is really weird. I don't think I've ever seen a story, where time
how do you
travel
explain time travel?
100% correctly. And this one is a weird type of time travel because no one's actually time traveling. It's memories.
Through memories.
It's really weird.
Yeah, it is a hard concept to get. It's like no one's actually traveling back and forth. It's just like they are seeing things and manipulating them. It's like, wow,
that should have been
cool concept though.
Explained a little bit more. I guess, we'll never get it. Whatever. Now, this next one is fixed by...
Everyone thinks this is bad. Everyone makes fun of this one. Like, I don't think we're going to generate any controversy from saying that this was bad. It was so bad that the anime actually took it out because they recognized, like, they did not want screenshots of it with, like, the caption circulating. I'm not going to beat around the bush anymore. It's that stupid panel where Arman says, "Thank you for becoming a mass murderer for our sake." I've seen people explain this, okay? I've seen people try to be like, oh, Arman just cares about it. I don't care. You do not write that into your story. You do not write one of the protagonists saying, "Thank you for becoming a mass murderer for our sake." You just...
That's actually... Whoa. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Especially the guy... This is the guy who, right after this, has to come up with a way for peace throughout the whole world. Don't let that dude thank the mass murderer
for being a mass murderer. Jesus Christ.
Like, y'all thought that Naruto's whole Obito was the coolest guy ever thing was bad. Bro, this is that times 1 billion. Okay, this is so much worse than that because he literally said thank you for it. This would be like if Naruto was like, thank you for killing my parents. Yeah.
Bro.
God damn.
No, yeah, it's just so terrible. I don't even understand. Like, you know, Isayama's a smart guy. I don't understand how that made it in the final cut. I don't understand how that got released.
It's crazy.
Whatsoever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, everyone knows that's bad. There's no real reason to harp on it too much.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to talk about things we would fix, right? One of the main things is characters dying. I know this.
Ooh.
Sort of
it's love character deaths. I agree it's edgy,
bro.
but I don't care.
But like
Attack on Titan's an edgy series. That's the thing.
It is an edgy series. It is an edgy series, and there's a lot of death in it already. A little bit more though. A little bit more. No,
I don't think enough core characters died.
Oh god damn! Do you not think? I liked that. My mind has gone absolute blank. I hate this. I like that he survived. Maybe a heroic death would have been cool for him, but the Armor Titan, what was his name? Anyway.
I think that the series set me up to expect more of it, and I didn't really get that. Like, I was expecting so many more Sasha death-esque moments, right? And they just
I feel like Levi should have. You know?
Like never came. And I think particularly by the end, because of what Eren was trying to do and the just the nature of warfare and stuff and the fact that he was challenging the entire global military, I think that more of his friends should have died as a consequence for what he was going for, because AOT is clearly an anti-war story. It's clearly an anti-genocide story.
Definitely.
It obviously frames what Eren was doing as bad, or at least tries to, which is why he loses. So I think that I don't think that he was punished enough, because him losing is bad or whatever, but for it to really hit him where it hurts, Arman needed to die, Mikasa needed to die, shit like that.
No, I feel like maybe Mikasa should have died as well with Eren, and then Arman survive and be sad about both of them.
Needed to happen for Eren to really understand that he was wrong, and for him to really feel the pain that he was inflicting upon other people. And the thing is, the best way to convey to the audience why what he's doing is bad is to do something like that, because we care about Armin, Mikasa, Levi, characters like that. We have grown to like them because we've spent time with them, but we don't really know any of the faceless people that Eren's stomping on. Right? So
which I think
we don't really feel for them.
I think that's why it's easy for people to disconnect what Eren's doing to just that's
because
really
we don't
cool,
know who they are.
It's just Titan stomping on nameless people. The closest thing Isayama did with this was Hanji's death and the death of the one little boy in the city. I forget his name, but
I don't remember the boy's name either, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
and
like I said, the whole thing beforehand where he's apologizing for it happening.
I think that if more main characters had died, then people would have the series had tried to draw parallels between those characters and the people that Eren was killing. I think that people really would have understood why they shouldn't be rooting for this character.
I think it's fine if Mikasa lives specifically. Levi could die. I wouldn't be too upset if Levi died, especially by the end point of the story. Armin should have died.
I agree.
I wanted Armin to die. Now,
not because we don't like the guy, but I
think the best way to do it, Isayama already set it up perfectly. It's right there in the story when he's telling the Marleyans, "Hey, look, the proof that we're not Titans anymore is the fact that we're not transforming and you have guns pointed at us.
Yeah,
test it out, blow him away, let Armin be the proof."
Yeah, and then the proof that would. Oh, mate, imagine if that happened. Oh my god, if they all just started shot, and then music, and then boom, and he falls. No
Hey, you know, they actually don't have Titans anymore. I think that way, because Eren already wanted Armin to be the one to find peace anyway. I think that's another good way to like sort of knock Eren down a little bit. Like he's got
have his
this
plan completely fail.
Yeah,
same way Lights did, like I said.
So I would have Armin die between Jean and Connie, or Jean.
Yeah, I was thinking about them, like maybe Jean, maybe Connie.
I'm not fussed about that's cool.
Or.
Let them live.
I feel like it's more sad with Connie because his mom, you know.
Yeah, so, we found out about the family turning into Titans and stuff like that.
Now, in terms of like alternatives for the rumbling and what Eren could have did, what if it's just a threat? You know?
Yeah, I brought this up right before we started recording, and I was like, what if he just has the Colossal Titans just pull up to the shoreline and just stand there forever? He doesn't have to kill any of those people.
But he could if he wanted to. If he wanted to, he could.
Like, you know, they pull out the global navy and do their whole thing to try and stop the Titans. It doesn't work. And then they just stand there, and they're like, "Okay, do not destroy Paradise."
Or he could have, like, you know, the global army comes up. Eren could march right up to them and stop. Like, you know, I could keep them moving if I wanted to, or have everybody pull up there on the shoreline.
But then there's the whole: you only have so many years as these Titans as well before it automatically passes on to somebody else.
And demonstrate.
Well, then he could threaten to pass it on to somebody.
Hey, you know, 2 steps back.
They build up their own system like they had outside. Like, 2
steps forward with all the Titans and the rumbling.
Yeah.
It might not have achieved the exact same result, right? Because
he didn't even try, though, dude.
Yeah, but it's like, come on, man.
Straight in.
And it is like, okay, Eren grew up in war, essentially, right? So it makes sense that he would choose such a violent plan, you know, when given so much power. It also, I don't want to say that is not a bad thing to do when, you know, threatening them or whatever, but it's not as bad as, say, stomping out 80% of the planet, you know, just a little bit better.
Yes.
And that is what made Ymir realize, you know, he's a bad guy, and, you know, the whole Mikasa thing. So there is, you know, some benefit to Eren stomping out 80% of the planet. But if Eren even attempted the first thing, the story would already be better. At least I feel like. Because it would show, because like I just said, Eren, he grew up in war, but it would show maturity if the first thing he resorted to wasn't violence, but just a simple threat.
An attempt at it, yes.
At least in my opinion.
I could do it, but I'm not going to.
Now, one thing we've been talking about since we've been talking about, you know, more character deaths and all this is more chapters or episodes being added to the story than what currently is. Because right now, the Attack on Titan ending being that one chapter is nowhere near enough. If I had to ballpark it, I'd say at least 10 chapters. 10 chapters.
I think 11. You need at least like 10. You need a lot of chapters for that Eren and Armin conversation, at least, dude.
Really?
Yeah. And then you need chapters after the story ends. The way Attack on Titan ends is sort of like
it's very ambiguous.
It's abrupt and ambiguous. Like war clearly started again. How? Why?
Oh wait, so that is in the manga. I got told that was anime only. Huh?
Why? Who are these new people in control? Why?
Oh, I'm going off a totally non-Mark's review, so maybe this was added after Mark's review.
Why didn't Armin's plan work out? Or is it just like, okay, Armin's plan didn't work out? That's the thing. But why? Why build it up for so long?
History repeats itself. Eren got freedom for his people, not for the world, for who he wanted it for.
Have it be talked about off screen, and then it all just goes to shit. I don't understand the writing.
It's kind of a non-ending.
Yeah, it's a non-ending. It's like well, where do we go from here? The kid walks up. He's in front of the
Oh, so it is. So this is the extra stuff that was added, right? And then they put it in the anime.
tree where
Okay.
Yamir fell. Is everything
History repeats itself.
about to start again? Is this the beginning of Attack on Titan 2? What's about to go down? I don't know. It's like
History
it just
repeats
that
itself.
part just could have been better, and it definitely could have been better executed with more chapters.
Yeah, it kind of has Game of Thrones syndrome at the end, where it's just too much condensed into too short a time frame.
Yeah, and Game of Thrones syndrome is, I mean, everyone knows that's, oh my god, Jesus, bad ending.
I still haven't watched the final season and never will. I loved everything up to the second to last. I can't remember how many seasons, but 6 was it? Was 7 the 8 left? 8? Whatever the second to last season was, I watched it up to there. I've said this multiple times, I always repeat myself, but I was waiting to binge the final season, and then as it was going on, I just, you know what, when it ended, I was like, I'm not watching it. No way, I'm not putting myself through all this that everyone else is screaming out about. So I've never experienced the final season of Game of Thrones, and I never will.
Oh my god, dude, I could sit here. I have a lot to say about the Attack on Titan ending. I have a lot
More
to say about the Game of Thrones.
Damn,
ending.
yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
If you guys are interested,
Never watching
actually,
it.
Yeah, if you guys are interested, actually comment below. Easy 3-hour video. We definitely wanted to see more of like Arman pursuing peace, or like what his plan was for peace. It kind of has the same problem that the end of Naruto has, where you don't really see like Naruto's, or in this case Arman's, answer to the question of, well, how do you achieve peace? And for an anti-war series like this, it's really annoying to just like have the answer be like, just stop it. Just don't, you know?
You can't. It's human nature. We will constantly keep doing it. History keeps repeating itself. I think that's the point. I think that's the point I got from it. And that's with the what they've read manga ending included in the anime that I watched. So, okay, yeah, what I got was like, okay, fine. There's only so much you could do for certain people, but humanity as a whole, we're constantly going to be at war. We're never going to get peace. It'll constantly keep repeating itself. As depressing as that is.
Like, just have a guy want it bad enough. Like, no.
And you're right, even though it's anti-war, nobody wants it. Nobody wants war, but how long has humanity been around now? We're still at it.
Oh, Eama, like, how do you achieve world peace? Tell us. Enlighten us, please.
The difference between this one and Naruto is like, in Naruto, you could imply that it's sort of ironic that peace was achieved or started being worked towards just because the strongest guy wanted it. But here, it's not like that because all the Titans are gone. So, I mean, like...
And regardless, there's still nothing to keep it in place, where if they had the Titans, could use them as a way to be like, don't. But humanity is the way it is.
Where is it? Where's the peace?
You can't get it.
What?
It's
Yeah,
unattainable.
We don't know
What happened?
how Arman started working towards it. We have no clue.
That's what I'm saying. Like, where was the treaty, the meeting? I don't understand.
They're on their way to talk about it. They are part of the system now. They are, but free. They are free. They are as free as everyone else in the world now, because they're not just this random island that doesn't understand the world. They can actually go and participate in these talks about world treaties like part of everything else. So they are what we call free. None of us are really free. We're all part of all this.
I don't understand how Arman didn't get shot, dude. Like, he knew
That
the
would-
harbor.
Why?
I mean, yeah, but that would have been a cool thing to do. That would have been awesome. They had a very valid point there. If Armin then said, and then he got shot down as proof that they can't turn into, because he was the Colossal, one of the biggest threats going, and then they realized, oh, I love that. That's sick.
Yeah, exactly. Why were the Marleyans not more trigger ready? Especially after the rumbling just happened. Like,
And you can
because everyone started. No, because everyone was fighting against it. It was everyone versus Eren at that point. They even saw that like their guys that were Titans were helping the other side out to fight it. So that's a silly little thing to say. Like, how do they not see? Because, and then even, what's her name? There were parents from that side of the Titans that were like, "Oh my God, are you there?"
say
You know
all
what I mean?
you want, like, oh, they were changed. They changed their. That. That's so stupid. That like I like the well, because the whole thing of Attack on Titan is that it's like violence is cyclical and never ending. That's the reason why the rumbling is bad. Is that violence just begets more violence. It doesn't solve anything. So the idea that it would like just get everybody to realize, oh, we shouldn't be racist. Like, I don't buy that at all, dude. Like, if anything, you would think that at least some of the Marlians with power would see one of the Eldians do what Eren did and be like, see, we need to kill them all. We need to kill them all, or else something like this might happen again.
especially like they already had the guns pointed at them. They're clearly still racist.
No, they're cautious. They've been like this for so long, and they've just seen one of their guys just do the rumbling. What?
They're right there doing it. So I mean, yeah, right. Armin either needed to die, or we needed to see
To prove the point.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah, how did he talk his way out of that one? I gotta know, man. Levi's definitely the strongest scout, and I think that that's made like very apparent like pretty early because you know Mikasa is like the powerhouse very early on.
I feel like, yeah, they did a disservice to Levi. For him to just be... How do I say this right? For all he did to end up the way he was at the end, I feel like it was a bit disrespectful. Like my guy in Naruto. Guy should have gone out in a blaze, you know?
And then like Levi is like super Mikasa, right? Like he's even stronger than she is. And I mean, every time you see him on the battlefield, he's just like shitting on like whatever Titan, or,
Everyone,
like, other people,
everyone,
they're after
beast,
him.
And his backstory is amazing. And if you haven't read there's OVAs as well. Actually, it's what's it called? It's two-parter. There's 2 manga volumes, and they actually done OVAs of them as well. Class, his backstory, how he became who he is.
You know, he beats up Zeke multiple times, of course. You know, Zeke is just chucking his rocks.
Zeke takes so much freaking... I'd cry every time Zeke took what he did. Like, I don't even know how... If the regenerative power takes away the pain... Like, regardless, I'd be crying so much.
Yeah, Erwin and all of them, they can't do anything. Then Levi comes in, cuts him up. And I think the most obvious sort of narrative display of Levi's power is the fact that he had to be severely injured, and in other words, nerfed for the final battle so that they didn't just take out all of the 9 Titans and beat the founding Titan like super easily. I think Isayama was admitting there that if Levi...
Yeah. If he was there, he'd have dealt with it.
Had been at full power.
Because if we see how what his name was did against all those colossals by herself, imagine Levi in the mix. Goddamn.
Eren would have just got like slapped up bad.
Yeah, Levi is literally the only example ever where it's appropriate to say that he was nerfed by the plot or he lost to the plot. Like,
yeah.
Because,
yeah.
I mean, Zeke living through that, come on now.
Yeah, he should have had him.
But
yeah,
I agree with him on that. Levi should have had him at so many opportunities, man.
Yeah, I mean,
I was about to say upper times, but
that's like Levi, he's nerfed in the anime. He's parrying and boxing with the Jaw Titan. Like, not like, you know, he's dodging around him and stuff. He's going blow for blow.
At him. He's fighting him.
In the anime. It's actually insane.
He don't give a shit.
Yeah, but I think Levi at full power, he's running through
a fiend.
Running through all the Titans on Eren's back. It almost just becomes too easy. If anything, it might not. We might in this timeline get Levi kissing Aaron's head.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, obviously, if something like that happens, the rumbling would just
cool.
never end.
That was cool.
Right? Because Ymir, all that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, he had to be nerfed. But that's pretty much it. Check out Swag. He's doing tons of AOT videos on his channel now.
Yeah, just loads and loads and loads.
I'm switching full.
I was about to say, I'd best be sarcasm, otherwise my subscription feed is dead on that.
Time.
But again, none of you guys are getting my videos for your subscription feed either, so whatever.
Videos.
I'm actually.
I love doing these videos. It's fun.
Leaving YouTube, like Matt Pat.
Oh, never mind. Oh yeah, thanks for watching. Also, just to quickly mention, one of my friends, Studio Reiner, and the entire reason this video was even possible, has made a lot of videos dubbing over and abridging the Attack on Titan ending. So if you want to check out some of that, I'll leave it linked in the description.
Sick. Might check some of that out. That's cool. That was actually an interesting video. I disagreed with some points, which I like that I do, because that's just boring when you watch someone just agree with everything. I agreed with some stuff, but yeah, no, like, Eren got the freedom he was looking for, in my opinion. He wanted the island to be free, and them being part of the world decisions, everything. I feel like that was what, he got it. He got it for them. But yeah, complicated ending. And that, must have been the bit that Mark didn't cover with the extra bit then, because that was in the anime. As soon as they showed the guns and all that, and the guy going with the dog with the tree, I was like, oh. So, yeah. I like that. And thank you to my patrons. If you want to have your name at the end of every video and want to be able to watch patron-only reactions, like I said, I'm watching Solo Leveling every week at the moment, and I am actually watching Dragon Ball now. The first episode of Dragon Ball's up. Link in the description to the Patreon page. $1 a month is the last support channel. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you for that. Thank you all for watching. What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of this? Click like, subscribe if you haven't already. Leave comments down below. Let me know what I should watch and discuss in future videos. See you guys next time. Bye.